Ironwood Games. This is Andrew, and we are back with James McGreery in Magic Legends beta here. Um, Hopefully our sound is working this time, and um, we are here. We just got to Zendikar. We're going to talk to what looks like Nissa up here, and she'll probably give us our first introductory quest. And let's see. Talk to the stranger.
Stand back, planeswalker. I just deflected one of you, and I will not see the people of Briarthorn Glade suffer further harm.
I assure you, I am not a threat. Who are you?
I am Nissa Ravane. A planeswalker like you and myself just attacked this village, so I intervened. Who are you, and why are you here?
It's this sentence. A planeswalker like you and myself just attacked this village. The structure of the sentence, the grammar of it is kind of weird because it makes it sound like she attacked it with someone, like a planeswalker like you and myself just attacked this village. Instead of a planeswalker like you and myself just attacked this village. It seems redundant. I'm sorry to be critical on the. I just was reading this and I was trying to figure out, like, you attacked the village and then you intervene, like. But anyways, okay. I'm a friend of Ralzeric. We were chasing another planeswalker when.
You know Roll? That eases my mind a little, I suppose. You must be after the red-haired woman who summoned all these creatures, then.
Yes, that's her. Where did she go?
She ran toward the isle just west of here. Come with me, and I will point out the way.
Let's go. So I feel like this quest, James McGreery is kind of excited. He's in his element here of they're chasing a crook, a bad guy. I'm going to adjust a couple of settings here because I know we messed with the audio last time and the voice volume is still a little low, so we're going to adjust that. Maybe you guys can hear Nissa speaking better. On that. So one thing that is interesting, I'm keep observing the chat and kind of watching as it goes, and there's a lot of chatter about the quality of the game, how smooth it is, how demanding the graphics are. That's my favorite. In fact, Alt F4 to improve performance is one of my favorite pieces of advice ever. On that, if you're not sure about that, please try it sometime when you're having performance issues and see what happens. All right, something or someone has corrupted this Hedron. Wait a minute, I must realign it.
I suspect the planeswalker who attacked Briarthorn Glade corrupted this Hedron.
Okay, so let's go back and talk to Nissa.
Huntmaster Procyon chased your target deeper into the vast wood. Follow me. I will show you the way to find him.
Let's go. All right, so we got a new spell, Tidal Wave. So this has been an interesting little thing. Mostly we're just walking around talking to Nissa. Here we go. We've got some enemies. Yeah, Tidal Wave is fun. Let's make a water golem or a water elemental. And finish off this elite Spore Cap. Broodmother. Oh man, so she just wrecked my water elemental. So if we use our mouse and we click instead of hitting the hotkeys, we can aim a lot better. Our directional spells and things, which is interesting and helpful. The game is really kind of choppy and not smooth enough to be able to...
I must stay and investigate the Hedron further. Continue through the brambles over there, and you should catch up to Procyon quickly.
So we'll travel to a new area. But it's a little laggy to really feel the impact of smooth battle and all of that. And I don't know if that's going to impact my enjoyment of it, of not really necessarily caring for this type of battle system to begin with. So we'll see. So she was up here. I do see up here we have this little map that kind of respawn activated. This must be the respawn point. So that's kind of nice. This must be the Huntmaster we were told to go find. So I don't know if this is the beast he summoned. One of the reasons I don't always enjoy this type of game is when there's a lot of things, it's hard to know who's an ally, who's an enemy on this. The map is interesting, as I was saying about the map, because it kind of helps you see the boundaries, because they've wanted to make this a kind of really immersive world, which is nice, but then they've got this boundary that's not really necessarily defined visually, so it is nice to kind of be able to see that in your map. All right, let's talk to Procyon.
It's not often I find myself giving thanks to an outsider, but your timing couldn't have been better.
Are you okay?
I am Procyon, a hunter from Briarthorn Glade. I was tracking the outsider who attacked our village when, well, you saw. What a mess. I was not expecting anything quite like this out here.
Nissa sent me.
If Nissa sent you, then we have the same target, so I suppose we should work together. Careful though, the wildlife and goblins have been behaving strangely.
Let's stop her. This dialogue is not really drawing me in either.
Tread carefully. Linger in the wrong place in the land.
Oh, there's looks like a trap area here. And I don't know if that's just the kind of initial draft stuff, if they're going to work on dialogue a little bit more, but I will say here, let's inspect this totem. And now we've got some monsters. So we're looking for signs of goblin activity. I do like the kind of quest target marker. Does help us identify where we need to be going and navigate through the map. Yeah, So we got brambled here. And we'll summon another water elemental. I noticed last time, and I mentioned this, I don't know if when we re-recorded that I did it or not, the water elemental does kind of vortex in when he gets summoned all the creatures around him, so that's kind of a nice area of effect. Ability as well, it kind of can do some crowd control things. Alright, and then let's keep going on. I will say I wish, I like the immersiveness of it, but I wish it was a little bit more defined of maybe what the path is and where I'm going, as opposed to just using the mini map and the marker here. This isn't bad as far as the action and what's going so far, so I'm not absolutely hating it. I do like these respawn points kind of activate automatically. I'm assuming that's A, what they are, and B, what's going to happen is we don't have to activate them.
Heading closer to the Goblin camp.
So if we see, we'll suck everybody in there for our new goblin, or our new water elemental. Again, only having 2 spells at a time, I think eventually we'll open this up where we have 4 at a time, and our deck will be a little bit smoother. But I can see it's an interesting mechanic of drawing from the deck and doing that. I want to see how they kind of flesh that out and use it more once we unlock some more abilities as we kind of keep navigating through this early level. Alright, so here's our third totem.
This destruction is excessive, even for goblins.
Alright, we found some spiders, some goblins. Right, and the reason being, again, we'll go back at some point, we'll get these, but once you have one of your 2 spells as your summon creature again, then it's kind of redundant, and it's like, I don't really want to waste a spell summoning a creature that I already have that still has life, or health, or whatever. So I'm trying to right-click to deactivate this because I kind of started the spell casting, but it looks like I can't, so that's, maybe if I escape, it will. So definitely I would love something like that to deactivate the targeting once it's selected. Be careful of these areas. Those are the traps. They will hold us on that. Now we're looking for the Goblin camp. And I don't know if we're doing well because we're doing well if we have this other, the Huntmaster with us, and his beast is just helping in that. If the relative power of these enemies is low, it's kind of hard to know. All of these things. The Green Warden is an elite, so he's definitely taking a little bit more to deal with. We will get through him, though. Maybe. So we got some gold. Let's go get some health. And here we go. We got to the Goblin Encampment. So I've noticed a couple of times he does this thing where he can't really get to his target. He just goes back and forth. And then we can go back and click on it. Alright, so now we're going to go check on the goblins and be friendly with goblins, I guess. So we're getting pretty overwhelmed here. I'm going to run away a little bit, let my mana recharge, let my water elemental do some things, and then look for some health potions, or orbs, or whatever we're calling these. So we definitely do get mobbed, which is, as I was saying, the thing that I don't necessarily enjoy about these kinds of games is getting mobbed. It's not a fun experience to me. But hey, some people like it. Alright, let's go get some more health orbs, and let's go on. So again, he made a comment, and as I've said before, he said some things, but we're in the middle of action, so I didn't see what he said. Or necessarily hear it, since I've got my headset on. But we are searching deeper into the jungle.
Look, down there. I've never seen the Hedrons this active before.
Okay, so there's a Hedron down there that we're interested in. So one of the things that's definitely interesting about this, all right, the rootway, we got to a new area, is it does tap into a lot of magic lore and things. The only downside or you know, suggestion I have is hopefully we get to dig into it a little bit more for those that are less familiar with some of the areas, right? I know Zendikar was a fairly recent set. We did get, to Zendikar somewhat recently. But, if you were getting into this game later on and we hadn't been to Zendikar in a while and you were trying to figure out what's with the Hedrons and not, I'd be curious, and I think it's a good way to explore some of the kind of mythos of the different planes anyways. And I would love to see a little bit more of that developed. Oh, we got caught up in this one here. Again, once there's lots of things on here, it's kind of hard for me to find and target all of these bad guys. So that's one thing I would love, like, if you're not familiar with some of the Hedrons or some of the plane-specific like lore, it'd be fun to get to investigate that a little bit. I think even if you are familiar with it, it'd still be fun to get a little more backstory and learn about them and be involved. So I love that they're incorporating the Hedrons in this, but I would equally like to just kind of learn more about them, or learn more about them from the perspective of the World inhabitants. Okay. He did not want to go down this log.
Talus girl, what is it? Outsider, Talus is acting strangely. We must be on the right track.
Investigate the disturbance. So this tree branch that we're going on is interesting, but it's just a very narrow path, and it's kind of boring, but so be it. And then also with these like respawn points, they look interesting and they're thematic, but do they make sense on the plane? Like, how are they going to explain those things? All right, so now we're going to defend ourselves from the rampaging creatures, which means we are doing some kind of fight here. I do enjoy where it tells me kind of the percentage of the battle that we've finished, right? That we've killed 48% of the creatures. Gives at least an idea of like where we're at and how much progress we're making. If we were to die, or if we didn't get all the way through, we would know maybe, okay, maybe I'm just not ready, or if I got, to 90% before I died, I'd be like, okay, I just need to strategize a little bit more here on this interaction. And I think we've done it here. Alright, so now we gotta go break the water elemental's control on the Hedron, so I think we're fighting a champion water elemental. Alright.
Agitating my companion Talus. Go home, girl. I will catch up with you soon. That woman must be behind this. We should look for her trail.
So, I don't know if the other characters all float. I really don't like that the Mind Mage floats and doesn't walk, and like why it's trying to be cool. Like, unless they all have a unique mode of, perambulating, right, or moving around. I'm trying to be all fancy here, saying words like perambulate. Unless they all have a unique approach, like, it seems like, why are you trying to make the Mind Mage so cool? Why are they always just... I don't know. Maybe I'm biased against blue mages because I hate Jace so much. Spoiler alert. I think that Jace is overhyped. Man, the guy's just like, eating at me. But I just feel like, why is that like necessary? Right? Why does he... Oh, he's a mind mage, so he can float. Like, but then everything's been like water-based attacks and that with like in the blue. So it's I don't yeah, it's really interesting where they're trying to make it like, oh, it's a mind mage, but everything that he does so far is water-based, or most everything in that. So just make him a Aquaman, like make him the Aquaman of the Justice League instead of trying to make him the Superman of the Justice League.
I see some humanoid footprints. Let's keep going.
Alright, again, I'm doing that weird little ziggy zag. Can't make it to where I want to make it. So again, that's just a development issue, is just kind of reprogramming some of that buggy behavior to choose a spot that is reachable and have my character just choose one of those. So detecting that target area and then repositioning it to a near valid target or valid location to move to, and just moving me there instead. Where right now it looks like it's doing pathfinding, and it's just keeps going back and forth on tracing that path to that unreachable spot. So again, just choose a spot that is reachable rather than letting me select an unreachable spot.
We're on their trail.
Okay, so this is interesting, I will say. As much as I don't like being mobbed, I also find like a challenge awaits ahead. Entering the arena will remove any summoned creatures but replenishes health, mana, and other resources. Alright. I was gonna say, I also don't really like just like the wandering around in these areas. Are there secrets? Are there things to do? Or am I just following a path from one point to the next? And maybe that's something they're gonna add, some treasures and some things to discover as we go.
Are they behind this?
But we'll have to see. So far, it just seems like just go from one spot to the next with an ambush in between here and there. And it's not engaging to me.
Someone's coming. Hey, focus the hedrons. Let these beasts do what they do best.
Okay, so I'm going to enter the arena, which is...
They are using water elementals to corrupt an entire hedron grid.
Now up in front of me. And we are going to fight all of these water elemental champions to free the hedrons. So the fact that it gets rid of your summoned creatures, I don't understand why that is. And now, of course, I'm not drawing any summon spells. There's one, so I can get a creature back. Let's go up. Why are you not going anywhere, buddy? There we go. And try and stop the next water elemental. Now, one thing I don't know is if, and I would assume, is that this is kind of the same mission for all the classes regardless of who you are. It's just interesting that we're a we have the water elemental summon, and then we get to fight all these water elementals. I don't know if elemental power matters, if our water elementals fighting water elementals is problematic, if we're getting some things. Alright, so we did get a respawn. We are walking all the way back to where we died. Which, again, I'm not sure what the point is if we were in an arena type area. Let's just respawn at the entrance of the arena, because there was nothing out here. I can't summon creatures and prepare for the arena because everything got removed before the arena battle, or when we enter the arena. So it seems like a silly restriction to make me walk all this way back. Here. Now, based on our progress bar, it looks like we may not have to restart the challenge or the arena completely. I don't know why we didn't respawn here. And again, I don't know if that's just a programming issue or how it's choosing our discussion. It also feels like we are going backwards. Now that I think about it, because this is where we started the big guy, but we're following our arrow here, and it says this is where we want to go. And that we're 400 meters from our point of death. So let's see if we get closer where it's actually taking us. We are getting very close to, yeah, this is where we kind of started. So we took a big loop around here on that. So some of the pathfinding needs some work. Let's say that in our programming here. We're just over 30 minutes. I don't want to walk all the way back there yet and see what happens. So we're gonna end here. Plug the channel as always. Like the video, subscribe to see some more. Leave us any comments on what you think. And if you're one of the developers, you're looking at this, please take note of the things that I've said. I'll be providing feedback in appropriate forms as well. On that. But for today, we'll end there. We'll see what happens when we pick up next time, if we can finish off this first little level here. All right, thanks for joining us. Until next time, you guys have a good one.